I wanted to bring up one more topic before I left, and that's about teaching. It's been on my heart to talk about this for a few days because there's a radio playing at my house, and it's the local. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's some kind of radio station around here. I usually, I've begun to dislike it and not care for it that much. In fact, on my way over here today, I actually switched the radio station because it annoyed me. Because it doesn't really feed me, spiritually. I switched it to some stupid 80s station, and you know that doesn't feed me spiritually either, but it doesn't annoy me either. You know, but um, what the station was talking about was teaching, teacher. Why it was the person speaking, which I think is a scumbag speaker. He's not. He said some things that aren't correct. And this topic on teaching, I don't agree with either. He was saying why some people can't be teachers in the church. And I guess I could see it in a church. I don't know what kind of church you have, but I think everyone today is a teacher whether they like it or not. You know. Do you know what I am saying? You are teaching something to your children, to your family, to the people around you. You are a teacher, whether you like it or not. You know, the guy yesterday that I encountered, I've never seen a person just, he's behaving precisely as a child. About my age, he has a lovely daughter and wife. Thankfully, the wife doesn't behave like he does. He was behaving exactly like a disobedient child. He was walking throughout the store, opening packages, like bouncing like balls, uh, touching everything. Do you have any sense of property rights, or any did your parents teach you anything? Maybe he didn't have any parents, That goes along with the topic. Now, what is he teaching his daughter as his daughter gets older? What do you think his daughter is going to do? Hopefully, the daughter's mother is going to teach her how to behave in a store setting. But what is he handing the next generation? He's teaching the next generation that it's okay to just treat everything like garbage. There is no respect of property or anything. It's just, ooh, ooh. And he was wearing the back of his shirt was like all these cartoon characters like Simpsons, Rugrats, and makes sense. He was behaving like a cartoon character. That's what he's handing the next generation. Whether you like it or not, even though he isn't, I'm officially teaching you, young man, this verse from this book and blah, 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 blah. He's not teaching any of that. He's teaching through his behavior, he's teaching that. Now, I wanted to bring up the verse. I started to look for it and I gave up. I'd be here all day looking for it. But there are so many verses in the first 5 books of the Bible emphasizing how we have to teach the next generation. And especially we have to teach them about God and who God is and who God is in our lives. What does He mean to us? How do we please Him? And how do we treat others? See, when there is no God, when there is no Father, and you wonder why the next generation is so messed up, there is no Father. And usually, there is no teacher. The father abandons the child. In a lot of these households, that's what happens, and it's just the mother raising the child. And you wonder why everything is so screwed up. They didn't get taught anything. Nobody taught them anything. There's no male role model. And what kind of society is that producing today? People's behavior just gets worse and worse, I tell you. I mean, you could be a blind, you know, or you could be scientist, Superman, brilliant, highly educated Dr. Dawson, and you can't deny how bad people, how their behavior is just becoming worse and worse. Go driving. Go driving. There, that'll show you. Just drive for an hour in this city, and you'll see exactly people's behavior. Work a day in retail in this city, and you can see it. Maybe if I lived somewhere down south, maybe people's behavior would be a lot better, but it's terrible in this city. It's just awful. People are just getting worse and worse. And it's all goes back to teaching. And there is such a warning and such an emphasis on teaching the next generation throughout these first 5 books of the Bible. And then the preceding books that talk about Israel's downfall and how they lose their blessing. How does that happen? Nobody teaches anything. That's what happens. Or they teach what not to be and what not to do. You know, they teach Baal, Ashtaroth. They teach these made-up gods, or the gods that are worshipped by the scumbag nations around them. They let that intercede. They let that interfere with what their worship should be and how they should behave. And nobody wants to be told how they should be, but I think he lays it out pretty good. What are you handing the next generation? You know? It's so important. It couldn't be more important of a topic. Are you handing them values that will actually be to their benefit as they grow old in this society, you know? Or are you handing them values that will cause self-destruction and annihilation? You have been given a power by God to create another life. Now, with that creation comes a great deal of responsibility. Be very careful. Just a warning. We already see the results of that carelessness today. You wonder why everything is going wrong. There it is. Nobody teaches this anymore. And whether you like it or not, you are a teacher. Don't just say you believe, you read this. Maybe even you teach this. But then people get to observe your behavior on the outside of the church or on the outside of wherever you're reading this or teaching this. You read it, you learn it, you study it, but now you got to show it through your daily living, in your work, in your life, in your household. What you teach your kids, what you watch, what you think. You're a teacher whether you like it or not. It isn't just some remote few in the church like that idiot on the radio was saying. You are a teacher. You better be teaching the right things.